Hey Capricorn, let's do your reading real quick. So this is just pre-shuffle. I'm going to share it with you. But this is just to say this is a general reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So it is not, cannot, will not resonate for everyone in every way. Be sure before you watch tarot, you set your intentions and you ask for guidance, and discernment for which readings are come to you that are supposed to come to you, and that you're able to discern the information in those readings. But let's just get started. This is just pre-shuffle. I just want to show you. So we got Ace of Swords, which right off the bat, that felt pretty strong. So this is like truth and clarity, right? Somebody's like gone, looks like kind of like down the rabbit hole or spiraling out of control or whatever, but maybe hit rock bottom, or once they got so far down, there was a light at the end of the tunnel, or a light, leading them back. That this is just a very profound pre-shuffle. It doesn't have to pertain to the actual reading, but it might. Usually, a lot of times they do, but it is a strong message for someone. Also, then we've got the Six of Cups. So this is thinking about the past. So we've got truth, clarity, in reference to, fond memories, thinking about the past. Sometimes this is, well, not sometimes, often this is a return card. And then the Ten of Pentacles, which is, it's happiness, health, wealth, happiness, all things, combined. It's not just love. It's not just money. It's like a happy ending. This is like fairy tale ending. And then if you keep going, we got the Knight of Swords. And this is all bottom of the deck. And the Ten of Wands. So it looks like somebody's been in a flee, like possibly a dismissive, avoidant. This is coming through so much in the readings, but somebody that comes and goes, and it looks like it's been going on for a long time, and leaving probably the other person very just tired of it, exhausted. This long journey, it's like, this is just weighing on me so much. I'm carrying so much weight. It's just so energy sucking because it's confusing. But it does look like somebody is realizing something big and realizing where their happiness lies. So, that in no way is meant to, encourage you to stay in a situation where you're not made to feel important, or, you deserve to be with someone that shows you love and doesn't run every time you get too close or at the first sign of conflict. There's a lot more to a relationship than rainbows and butterflies. And sometimes these dismissive avoidance, they will flee when there's conflict instead of dealing with it. And what happens when we work through conflict? We get closer. The bond deepens. So this is kind of feeling like this has been the history, and it maybe is a no-win. It's like, and then here's the Emperor with strategy. There's a divine masculine here. He's holding a chess piece. So I don't know if this is you or them. You may be questioning if this person is strategic, the way they come and go. There is some strategy here. But sometimes when we're in a situation that doesn't make sense and we're not getting our needs met, and it's just like talking doesn't work, not talking doesn't work, playing it cool doesn't work, we start getting strategic. And that is a very strong sign that things are not happening authentically the way they should. When we have to strategically, plot out how we act, what we say, what our text is like, that, that's being caught up in the drama pyramid, where you go from victim to persecutor. Anyway, let's keep going. That I felt like that was really strong, so I wanted to share that. Okay, so Seven of Pentacles, waiting. Looks like somebody planted some seeds, has put in the effort, and this has kind of got that whole, I put in the work, I've paid my dues, I've given, and now I'm waiting for the fruits of my labor. That's you. By the way, overall, we've got Nine of Swords. So it does look like not just that you are feeling some pain from this, it looks like they are too. Their energy. King of Swords. Yeah, I feel like this person is avoidant. I felt it right away. I'm getting a lot of this. King of Swords. I mean, the sword is down, so it's like there's a lot. This person does a lot of mental, but they are really probably good at shutting it down. Now, the King of Swords doesn't necessarily imply that, but it is someone that can come across, somewhat cold and detached. But this person is wise, and I think this person is pretty respectable in other areas of life, which may even make it more confusing. Okay, so how they view you. Oh, sad. So the roles could be reversed for some of you here. 5 of Pentacles. And this person may even go as far as to say things like, you know, kind of turn the tables on you, like, well, I can't make you happy, or kind of maybe turn it around almost like it's you that's not easy to please or something, and that might be just easier for them than to look at, you know, themselves and take the responsibility on themselves. But we have the World card, that's cycle completion for how they view the situation. So something going, either they see it as going round in circles, but this will clarify, but that typically is a completion. So that could be a really good thing. And there it is, the 10 of Wands. That's in next actions towards you. I don't know if I like that. Okay, so well, bottom of the deck is Hangman in reverse. So what does that tell us? Somebody that's been holding back looks like they're turning it around. The Hangman is somebody who looks at things in a different light, different perspective. They do this on purpose, and it is like enlightening because they're like, oh, it's like an aha light bulb moment, right? And then next is the Knight of Cups. Somebody coming in with roses, maybe an apology, white horse. After fleeing, look at this story. I had this before we even started, but the 8 of Cups is walking away quickly, unexpectedly. Somebody fled, left without warning. Why? Because they just aren't comfortable with maybe intimacy or collaboration. And if this person that you're dealing with, if this is resonating, that, you know, if they're avoidant, it stems from childhood. Because they, somewhere along the line, they were not able to get their needs met, or their caregivers were inconsistent, and they learned that it was just safer and less disappointing to look out for themselves and not need help. You know, because if they, and so that's kind of the way it's a defense mechanism. The root of it is fear of abandonment. So it is rooted in insecurity and fear. It is a defense mechanism, a way that they learn to cope with not having their needs met, was, you know, or not being heard, you know, being dismissed as a child, like when, you know, maybe, you know, kind of reprimanded for crying, or just invalidated. Their feelings weren't important. They learned their feelings weren't important is a lot of it. And so they, it's deep rooted too. It's not something most of the time they may not be aware of. So I don't feel like this person, you may be questioning once in a while if this person is narcissistic. So far we're not seeing that. But this could clarify why you're picking up on those things. Okay, so what you cannot see, so there's a decision that needs to be made, or is being made. And the 2 of Wands is like a fork in the road. Which way are you going to go? So she's leaning towards, you know, the whole world. Like something that's life-changing. There is a van there too. Surely you guys aren't some of those people on YouTube that live out of the vans. Maybe travel. Making a decision to travel. Wow, Tarot's advice. If you choose to take it, 2 of Swords. Block. That's crazy. You may need to do like a no contact time frame. If you're having a hard time, you know, being okay with this emotionally, they say that the no contact shouldn't be a strategic way to get them back, but it is 2 things. When somebody is dismissive, they feel pressure. Why? By being with someone that wants more of them. They want their autonomy. They want their independence. They feel smothered. So the more you try to make it work and make it good, the more it repels them. They'll even go as far as fault finding. If somebody is just too good, like this could really be a close, you know, connection. Sometimes the avoidance will look for flaws, so they can be like just hypercritical of flaws, like, oh well, I didn't like the way she sneezed, or some stupid stuff, just to be like, oh, it's never going to work. Or any sign of conflict, they could be like, oh, it's not going to work. So in this situation, sometimes no contact you know, for 4 or 6 weeks is a good thing, because it can help you heal, get separated from it. Because the mind effery this does is it just makes the person on trying to love the avoidant crazy. Like it's like, you know that there's something special there, but you keep feeling rejected. And so when you clear that space, two things happen. They get that space, and of course that's why, this is why. Okay, so first of all, I do question if we're living in a simulation. That kind of freaks me out, because I think that could be possible, right? Like, this is all a simulation. Y'all tell me what you think. But the other thing is, I forgot what I was going to say. If you put this person, if you clear your energy of them, it helps reset your baseline. Because if you've been dealing with this dismissive stuff, your baseline right now is probably getting a little too excited and encouraged by breadcrumbs, right? It's like, oh, well, there's a compliment. That's, you know what I mean? Whereas in the beginning, or with normal relationships, you get compliments all the time. You get fed, you feel wanted. But when that's depleted and this person is fighting for not to fall in love, or fighting their feelings, then they're constantly pushing you away. Your baseline for what you are used to gets lowered. So that no contact could be beneficial, because one, it gives them their space. And guess what happens when you're not, you know, trying to make things work with them anymore? All of a sudden, all that pressure is lifted, and then they want you again. Okay? At the same time, it gives you some clarity, and probably gives you some insight to, wow, I can't believe I was just going along with that, that was okay with me, you know? So that's where the no contact thing can really be helpful. And I feel like I lost something, and that was really strong there. I hope it comes back. But we're going to clarify. So King of Pentacles. So the outcome is someone stable. I don't know if it's this person, but I think this is a message for you not to settle, because you do have someone stable coming in. And when I mean stable, when I say stable, I mean someone who is going to say, I want this. They're going to say it. They're going to show you. You don't have to, you know, pine for it. It's not someone that is wishy-washy. You know how they feel. That's what's coming, okay? That's your outcome. Okay, so 9 of Pentacles. So independence could be a good thing for a while. Clearing your space of this, resetting your baseline for what your value. It's just such a mind F. It's not normal. It doesn't mean this person can't ever come around, but it really takes a lot of work, and they need to be aware of the situation. Sometimes just knowing it. Okay, communication. I like it. Forward motion. This is independence, being okay on your own, working on things that you can control, that you can create, without trying to, you know, get someone else to act a certain way. That's just such it's like a debilitating position to be in. I hate that. I've been there. I'm still kind of there, actually. I'm just at the tail end of it. So 7 of Cups. So this is options. So yeah, you're in a situation or a position where you're just kind of like, God, I just don't know what to do. I love this person. I should be single. I'm okay single. I do fine single. Maybe you need to start talking to other people. Get your confidence back. You know, wow, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so Cappy, you guys have a solid, strong relationship ahead of you. So with this Queen of Pentacles, this is a match. King and Queen of Pentacles, 2 people who are secure and solid and comfortable, resourceful, you know, not scratching their head all the time like this girl. Why are they not calling me? Maybe they blocked you, but this is an advice, so we're going to clarify. But then again, look, I did shuffle again, didn't I? Yeah, right? There's the Knight of Cups again, so definitely some return energy. Hey, Miss Thane. Uh-oh, here comes my girl. Oh, look at this. Is that crazy? That happens like 2-3 times. So she's like 20-something years old, and she's tried to die on me several years, but I do like all this reverse aging stuff on her. I'd make her go into autophagy. We do cold therapy. We'll go outside when it's freezing. I'll take her outside and we'll do heat therapy, and I'll fatten her up and then starve her. I know some of you guys would go, that's cruel, but it's not cruel. It actually stimulates repairing cells. So anyway, it's called autophagy. But she gets scraggly. This is like the third year. I may have told you guys this before, but she gets scraggly and starts acting like she's getting close to dying. And then I start like, no, not yet. Every year I'm like, give me one more year. I need one more year with you. But anyway, she's my baby. The Fool, a new beginning. Yeah, look at that, after heartbreak. So you may be dealing with an Aries, somebody that, I feel like this person is somebody who is very strong and capable in a lot of ways. So this is a little baffling, but they're maybe emotionally immature, but in every other way, which is, you know, confusing. But I think you guys are going to free yourself of this heartbreak, if not with this person, with someone else. So they're going to have to come back correct. Let's go ahead and let's start clarifying. These are clarifiers, by the way. So we've got communication, and when it comes to the communication in between the Queen and King, the way these laid out, in between the King and Queen of Pentacles, I feel like this is, you know, just a hint for you or some guidance for you to say, look, I love you, or whatever is appropriate, right? I love you. I love us. I love, you know, being close to you, whatever. You compliment, you know, you be honest and authentic. Authenticity is very key here with these people. And don't shame, okay? No, don't shame, because that does not work. It is repelling for them. That's what got them into this position anyway. So you're going to communicate authentically and the positive things that you like about them, and then at the same time you're going to say, here's what I would like. I would like a solid relationship, something stable, where, you know, we're on the same page, where we're building something together. And if you're not in that same place and that's not what you would want, then I'll make peace with that. But I just, you know, but just be very clear with, this is what I want. And if that's not, I would rather it be with you. If it's not going to be with you, then I will find it somewhere else, you know. But don't do that in a kind of like threatening way. Just do it in a soft, gentle, very authentic, straight, you know. And you may want to do it in person. Be careful with your timing, you know. So that's what that looks like advice-wise. So let's get this Two of Swords. Why do we have the Two of Swords? Six of Pentacles. Wow, that's giving. This may be, what I'm getting a little bit of this is that it's baffling. If this person has blocked you, I mean, that might need to be your final, you know, cut, because it's like you've given and given and given so much. And they can't, you know, be even, it's almost indecent or abusive to block you after giving and giving. I mean, I hate to throw that word around, but you know, it just is like emotion. It's like neglectful to treat someone like that, that's given and given. Oh, tell me about one more on this, Six of Cups and Two of Swords. Two of Cups. So there's I mean, I think Tarot's advice is to stop giving, right? Stop giving equally. Two of Cups is two people who love each other, two people who give, two people who see eye to eye, two people who show their affection. And they can show it, say it. You're not always questioning it. So I think this, in the advice position, it's to stop giving. Stop, right? Listen to the siren suddenly. Why is this not focused? Okay, so stop giving. Six of Pentacles. To a situation unless it's equal. Okay, so don't overgive. Don't keep feeding a situation that's not 2 people giving, 2 people contributing. That's your advice. I'm going to find out about this World card. Wow, just saw the star. Aquarius energy. Why do we have the World card? How to view the situation. I wonder, do they think it's over? I don't think so. I feel like they're coming back. Oh, so destiny. So it does look like this person is seeing things differently. The Wheel of Fortune, destined. Gosh, it's just so frustrating because and here I keep getting this Queen of Wands. So lots of fire and passion. Tell me more about the World card and the Wheel. Hence the conflict. So they have a hard time letting you go as well. It's not just you. We've got that 9 of Swords in the middle. They are deep in their heads about it. But it's like, I know for you it feels like a no-win. I also know for you, you've got a strong, solid relationship coming to you. Look at that again. A brand new beginning. You got to clear the slate, though, to make room for it. So that's where that no contact might be a good thing. I mean, you got to do, you can't, you know, you got to take your situation into consideration with it, though. Yeah, I think that maybe some time away from it will help you get your energy back, feeling good about yourself, your confidence back. I feel like there's a need to get your confidence back. I assure you, you deserve love. You deserve to be with somebody who makes you feel important, okay, that doesn't push you away when you get too close. You know, and also another reason we come back, sometimes the ones that are sitting there being pushed away have an anxious attachment style. That means they're always insecure about it. And sometimes we can become anxious just from being with somebody like this. But, yeah, it's just tough. But if this is really taking a toll on you, it maybe do you some good to have some time, yeah, some time and space away from it. The Tower. Why even the Tower? Let the Tower fall. Maybe you've been doing all the work. You've been the only one really contributing to the relationship. Yeah, look at that. You've been doing all the work. You've been carrying the load. There's the Queen of Wands again. So I want to say again, this person does love you. Okay? This person is going to come back. But I feel like the strong advice here is for you to not keep contributing and thinking that you'll do more, you'll show them, they'll eventually see your value. This is advising for you to not keep giving. Let me see if I can get a good oracle for y'all. And then let's talk about how this resonated, if you feel like they're avoidant. I'm studying so much psychology right now I have been, but to share with you guys. So the tarot readings, you know, it's just, we keep getting the same readings about returns, and we're stuck and we're like sad. And it's like my whole reason for starting a channel was to help, you know, those of you, us, get stuck in this sad situation, or the feeling of rejection, or wanting someone to return. And so the psychology that I'm learning is in addition, is now coming through the cards and bringing in more valuable messages that I think are going to help, you know, for those of you that just want to watch tarot, then, you know, and just keep watching the same thing. I can't imagine why, but there's, you know, every other channel is like that. But on this channel, there's going to be psychology intertwined that is going to be helping you understand why you're doing what you're doing, and why it's not, we always put the focus on them, right? But how we're going to shift the focus onto us, and why we get sucked into these relationships, or why it's just an understanding. This channel is going to be taking a turn towards more psychology to help, because after 3 years doing this, I'm just seeing it's like, okay, I don't know, I just feel like we needed to, I've always asked for guidance, so I just feel like we're upping the personal growth part of it, okay? Look at that. Empowerment. The Magician again. How about that? Right. Not the Magician. Did I say Magician? I meant to say Emperor. Emperor. But let me see something real quick, because this deck is a little different. Real quick. Oh, there it is. Real quick, hold on. Don't leave me. Unless you're writing in the comments. So I'm just going to read this because it is the Emperor. We got it twice, which, and you could be dealing with an Aries, but this is also about empowerment. Masculine qualities of leadership, logic, strength, wisdom, and power. When this card emerges, it acts as a teaching tool, and in so doing, it is encouraging you to develop or reignite these qualities and tap into the masculine aspects of yourself. Other traits are also included are good reasoning and problem-solving skills. Being grounded and learning to develop strong mental control over free reigning emotions, which is so much what I'm guided to do with this teaching the psychology aspects of these kind of dynamics. So oftentimes this card appears to symbolize a father figure or an individual with a wise authority who may be present in your life. It could be someone of high influence in business or a prudent friend who uses logic and reason to create a positive outcome. Ask yourself whether it's time to take on and emulate similar qualities. Now is when you must act like a leader and exert your will by incorporating form and structure into ideas, plans, and foundations. It's time to stop talking and act. Use the qualities and character of the authority card so that when you need to make a choice, you approach it from a place of wisdom, rationality, logic, grace, rather than one of foolishness. Remember, I kept getting the Fool. Belligerence, greed, or self-centeredness. The way in which you acquire, handle, and wield power and authority is now being tested. So that is just an additional message to me that whenever you do talk to this person, try to use unemotional words, like just try to be in your power. Do a power pose, you know, a Superman pose, and just stand like Superman in front of the mirror for a few minutes and see how that helps your you know, vibration raise, like feel stronger. But go at it with, you don't want to go out at this conversation weepy or feeling, you know, like you're not fair to me. Or if you do that, you just have to be very, you know, flat and unemotional, because overly emotional will shut this kind of person down. So you want to use words like, let's just be reasonable. I mean, let's be practical. You know what I mean? If something's not working, let's work towards it, or let's decide together not to work towards it, but let's just be, you know, reasonable about this. Use words like reasonable, practical, that kind of thing, okay? Unemotional words. Be in your power. And also be sweet. You know, you want to be, are y'all getting that? You want to be complimentary and authentic, but you also want to be in a good place where you feel empowered. You know, you're taking your power back here. Or maybe you're going to do no contact. Or maybe you're going to have a conversation and then do no contact. That'll do it. That'll get them back. But I don't know that you're going to want them back because you got somebody strong coming in. I love you guys so much. Let's talk in the comments, okay? Bye. And please hit like, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet. And I love you so much. I'll see you in the comments. Bye, Cappy.